It's meal prep day again, so let's meal prep healthy breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, and dessert that will get you 100 grams of protein per day. For breakfast, I'm prepping strawberry chia pudding parfaits. First, I mix together the ingredients for the chia pudding. For one serving, I add 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, half a cup of milk. I used almond milk, but you could use any milk you like. Then about 1 teaspoon of maple syrup. You could also use honey. And lastly, I add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract for some flavor. Then I let them sit for 5 minutes. And then I mix again to get rid of any clumps. I let them set in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Once the chia pudding is ready to serve, I make the yogurt layer. I'm using thawed frozen strawberries. I'm mashing them a little bit with a fork. Then I just mix them together with nonfat Greek yogurt, which is a great source of protein. If you also have IBS like me, be sure to use lactose-free yogurt. Then I spoon the mixture on top of the chia puddings. Lastly, I add homemade granola on top. The recipe for the granola is in the description box. And here are the ready strawberry chia pudding parfaits. Then I'm boiling 6 eggs for my snack boxes. At the same time, I'm cooking chicken for the lunch. This time I'm boiling it since I'm making shredded chicken. I'm adding the chicken breasts into a pot with low sodium chicken stock, some pepper, and a little bit of salt. You could also add other spices. I make sure that they are all covered in the liquid, and then I add the lid on top and let them cook for about 10 minutes. I let the cooked chicken breasts cool down for about 10 minutes and then I put them into a big bowl and mix with an electric mixer. For lunch, I'm prepping noodle soup jars. First, I add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce into each jar. Then 1 teaspoon of garlic-infused olive oil. If you don't have IBS, you could of course add some fresh garlic to this as well. Next, I add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, pinch of chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. Then I add about 100 grams of the shredded chicken into each jar. I cooked 600 grams of the chicken and I have all the ingredients for 6 servings, but I only have 3 jars like this, so I couldn't prep all 6 jars ready. But when these first 3 jars have been eaten, I can prep the other 3 servings. Next, I'm adding 1 shredded carrot to each jar. And some chopped bell pepper. Then I add the noodles. I'm using rice vermicelli noodles because they cook very quickly. And lastly, I add some spinach. Then I just store these jars in the fridge. I take a jar to room temperature about 10 minutes before adding the hot water so the glass won't break. I boil the water and pour it into the jar. Then I stir all the ingredients together and let the jar sit for about 5 minutes until the noodles are cooked. Such a fun and easy meal. Before prepping the snack, I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. I meal prep and work out to take care of my physical health, but taking care of your mental health is just as important. I struggle with anxiety and therapy has helped me so much. I don't feel like it's controlling my life anymore. I'm no longer so afraid of social situations. I feel more confident, and I've also learned techniques on how to relax when I feel anxious. Starting therapy can be hard. At least for me, it took years to take that step. With BetterHelp, you can have your therapy sessions as a phone call, video chat, or even via messaging in the comfort of your own home. If you think you might benefit from therapy, consider BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/fitfoodieselma. To get started, you fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you are matched with your therapist. If you feel like the therapist you're matched with first doesn't feel like the right fit, you can easily switch to a new therapist. People spend hours working out and cooking healthy food, so why not give your mind the same kind of attention? By clicking the link, you help support this channel, and you also get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. So you can connect with the therapist and see if it helps you. Now, let's go and prep the snack. I wanted to make something super quick, so I'm making snack boxes. First, I added the eggs that I boiled earlier. Then I add some mini carrots, grape tomatoes, and grapes. Lastly, I add a handful of nuts. You could also add some crackers and cheese, for example. For dinner, I'm making a warm quinoa feta salad. First, I chop some vegetables. I'm using 2 zucchinis, 3 bell peppers, and 1 broccoli this time. I add all the veggies onto a baking pan lined with parchment paper. I drizzle some garlic-infused olive oil on top and add a pinch of salt. Then I prep the chickpeas. I rinse 2 cans of chickpeas and I add them into a bowl. I add about 1 tablespoon of the olive oil, 2 tablespoons of paprika spice, about 1 teaspoon of salt, and a pinch of chili powder. Then I just stir to combine. Then I spread them onto a baking pan lined with parchment paper. I bake the chickpeas and the veggies at 200 Celsius degrees, 390 in Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I cook the quinoa. After the veggies and chickpeas are cooked, I add all the ingredients into a big container. I add some feta and a homemade dressing. You could add any salad dressing you like. Then I just mix all the ingredients together. I reheat this in the microwave before serving. For dessert, I'm making easy no-bake chocolate peanut butter oat cups. I just mix oats, some unsweetened peanut butter, and maple syrup together. You could also use honey. Then I divide the mixture into 6 muffin liners and press firmly with a spoon. I melted 80% dark chocolate in the microwave with some coconut oil. Then I just top the oat layer with the melted dark chocolate. I let them set in the freezer for about 1 hour. These are such an easy and yummy dessert idea. And here are all the ready meals. Those were all the meals I meal prepped today, and as always, the written recipes are in the description box. Let me know down in the comments what kind of recipes you would like to see next. Hope you tried the recipes. Enjoy!